Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lyrical Analysis, Episode 2. Here we go. I got a new setup here, so I'm trying it out. Feels good. You ready for it? Here we go. I'm going to start by playing the clip of... is that a good idea? We're going to do that anyway. We're going to start by playing the clip. Starting from scratch and cut. Time to trust the gut, for the heart beats blood until we're done. Now you in danger, no stranger to me. I wager they gave you the same history. Lessons of deception, they bleed out confessions that teach the rest not to question. But I possess the answer for curing this cancer. A life enhancer, alluring dancer. Back from the netherworld, bearing crowns of tender pearls, pronouncing these measures through sounds and letters. With these treasures for your ears, we assuage your fears. We clear the slate to state what's clear to this faith. For the sake of all these tragedies, I came to unveil how the snake of rationality ate its own tail. This strange rebirth hangs on the words. My pain unearthed these dirges win for purge and sin. For real, here go the deal. You only heal to the depth that you feel. You know this real, so watch me kneel before the altar of the slaughter of our sons and daughters. Okay, good. So we'll start from there. And we'll talk both about the lyrics and the rhymes. So, let's get it started. All right, we're going to pull up the slaughter of our sons and daughters. As you can see the lyrics here in front of us. All right, so we're starting from scratch and cut. I keep saying trime. That's something that because I know I'm going to say trust, and my mind just goes to trime. Starting from scratch and cut. Time to trust the gut, for the heart beats blood until we're done. We'll just start with that first couplet. Starting from scratch and cut, that was nice and simple for me. It was just the energy of a blank slate that we were just beginning, but then bringing in the idea of starting from scratch, that idiom, but then scratch and cut to bring it into we're starting with the blank slate of a hip-hop song. We're starting from scratch and cut. Time to trust the gut, for the heart beats blood until we're done. This is a common theme that I talk about in my healing and in my rap. Time to move consciousness away from rational thought, which is a theme in this song, but it's a theme in all of my work. To move consciousness away from rational thought and into the gut. Time to trust the gut, bringing consciousness into the body. For the heart beats blood until we're done, right? Our body is always going to be there, so we want to be in our body. Our heart is caring for us, carrying us through life, no matter what. So we want to be embodied. So that's the first couplet. As far as the rhyme scheme goes on that, starting from scratch and cut, time to trust the gut. So cut, that U sound, cut, gut, for the heart beats blood. So that even the blood, cut, blah, done, all those vowel sounds, right? So starting from scratch and cut, time to trust the gut, for the heart beats blood until we're done. Like that. But now you in danger, no stranger to me. I wager they gave you the same history. So now we set up the kind of problem here. You're in danger. That's no stranger to me. I'll wager. What's the danger? They gave you the same history. And we'll go into the next couplet. Less sins, the line finishes. I wager they gave you the same history. Less sins of deception. They bleed out confessions that teach the rest not to question. So we'll take just the meaning of all that. Now you're in danger, no stranger to me. You're in danger. What's the danger? That they gave you the same history lessons of deception, right? That we're all indoctrinated by our societies, wherever our societies that we come from, by our culture, whether that be capitalist culture, socialist culture, religious cultures, ways of being and ways of thinking, that these screens get put into us, these deceptive screens that kind of have us block out the truth of reality. They're not bad, nothing's bad, but we want to be able to see what's there so that we could see through them. So I wager they gave you the same history lessons of deception. They breathe out confessions that teach the rest not to question. Now, that's also specifically talking about our kind of whitewashed history that gets taught to us, right? So the same history lessons of deception, they bleed out confessions that teach the rest not to question. So again, this idea of kind of putting a pressure on us to not question. And it touches on these more fringe elements of government control when you bleed out confessions, right? When the systems of power try to force you to constrict to the way of being, and that using violence to teach the rest of us don't question the systems of power, right? So that's the problem setup. And then the speaker says, and we're going to go on to the next couplet, but I possess the answer for curing this cancer, the life enhancer, and alluring dancer. So the speaker is saying, hey, that's the problem, but there is an answer. There's an answer for this cancer, right? So we can come back to the rhyme scheme. The life enhancer, right? Like life, the answer is life enhancing, alluring dancing, right? Again, passion, play, joy, aliveness. That is the answer to the indoctrination that's put upon us. That's a way out of it. Moving into the next couplet. Back from the nether world, bearing crowns of tender pearls, pronouncing these measures through sounds and leathers. Let's talk a little bit about some of the rhymes. Lessons of deception. So I like lesson of deception, the little pack rhyme of lesson, deception. They bleed out confession that teach the rest, so that less deception, confession, the rest not to question. All that kind of like pulls all that together. It just like binds that whole lessons of deception. And then the but, nice, of course, it's a nice B sound. It's really sharp and clear. But I possess the answer for curing. And again, answer has a different vowel sound than the rest of this. So it's lessons, deception, confessions, the E's and S's. Teach the rest not to question. But I possess the answer. It's like answer really comes clear. Answer for curing is cancer. Life enhancer, luring dancer. So those A sounds kind of counterbalance the E sounds in the first couplet. Back from the netherworld, bearing crowns of tender pearls, pronouncing these measures through sounds and leathers. So back from the dead, again, another repeating theme, rebirth in the song. Particularly, we'll just stay in the song, but these themes kind of keep repeating from my unconscious. Rebirth, back from the netherworld, from the world of the dead, bearing crowns of tender pearls, right? These valuable things that we bring back from the other side when we go through our rebirth, pronouncing these measures, right? So you come back from the other world, the underworld, you come back, and now you bring something back. This is classic hero's journey, right? You go into the underworld, you go through your death, rebirth period, you come back, and then you bring back the boon from the underworld to the normal world, pronouncing these measures through sounds and leathers. We're bringing these things back through measures. That's a play on word. The measures of music that we're doing, we're pronouncing these measures, but the measures are what we're bringing, right? Like what are the measures that we're applying? We're pronouncing these measures through sounds and leathers, right? The music, the sounds, the leathers. With these treasures for your ear, we assuage your fears. We clear the slate to state what's clear to this faith. I just love that rhythm. And that's one of my favorite little rhythmic parts of the song. We clear the slate to state what's clear to this faith. There's a little thing that I really like in here, using the clear twice. One of the, little tricks I learned from Gertrude Stein is that you can use words, you can repeat words and use them, but when you use it, the same word, it's okay to repeat it as long as you're using that word in a different way. So if I use the same word like, hey man, 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 but I use it in the same way as meaning this man, and I keep using it that way, it gets really repetitive. But when you use clear, I'm using clear in this context in two different ways. I'm using clear as a verb, clear the slate, and then it's used as an object to state what's clear. This is what's clear. So it's used as an object versus a verb, right? To clear the state, but this is clear. So the two different meanings, but use the same word. The mind hears it as a kind of different word, even though you've just used it in the same exact word. It still sounds new. We clear the slate to state what's clear to this faith. So that's something I use a lot, and I love to do it. It's just so joyful whenever I can use that. Just feels good. We'll go on to the next. For the sake of all these tragedies, I came to unveil how the snake of rationality ate its own tail. Again, this is the common theme that comes back again from the beginning of being embodied and moving away from rational thought as a prime mode of thinking. For the sake of all these tragedies, right, of all, and this song does really try to incorporate or open up to the tragedy of life, hence the title, that there is pain and suffering in the world. For the sake of all this, the speaker has come to unveil that rationality is part of the problem and it will always bring you back to eat its own tail. This strange rebirth hangs on the words, my pain unearthed these dirges win for purge and sin. Again, coming back to the rebirth, but it's a strange rebirth. Right? So it's a little, and the snake eating its own tail is a classic Greek image called the Ouroboros, and that's also in the song. So that kind of couples in the later verse, time to greet your Ouroboros, join in the chorus of the Greeks. And that symbol of the snake eating its own tail is a symbol of rebirth. So this is a strange form of rebirth that we're talking about here. So the strange rebirth hangs on the words, my pain unearthed. So all of this that I'm speaking to, the speaker is speaking to me, is coming from my journey through my own pain, right? So the strange rebirth hangs on the words, my pain unearthed. These dirges win for purge and sin. So the dirges, the songs, right? These songs that we sing win for purge and sin. And sin is not used in the classical, whenever I use the word sin, I use it in the correct translation, the different translation of sin being simply off the mark. And so these dirges win for purging what's sin, what's off the mark, helping you to get back on the mark, me get back on the mark. Life enhancement, alluring dancing. So we'll go to the chorus. For real, here go the deal. You only heal to the depth that you feel. So this is real simple. Real, heal, deal to the depths that you feel. That's just the depth of the truth. Healing that I've learned through my own process of helping many people heal from trauma. The correlation of healing from that trauma is how deeply can you feel the pain of what you went through from a place of safety with another. When you can go back and re-witness that pain, you heal. And the healing only takes place to the depth that you actually feel it. So if you stay on the surface of your pain, you're like, oh, I understand what happened to me, but you don't really feel it, you don't really heal it. And the depth that you heal it is the depth that you feel it, and feel it in the open eyes of complete compassionate love and acceptance is the depth that it heals. And that's true. So that's what we're here for. So to teach, to share. That's it. That's the core of it, and that's why that's part of the chorus. You know this real, so watch me kneel before the altar of the slaughter of our sons and daughters. So, repeating, this is real, this is true, I'm not bullshitting you. So watch me kneel. So now the image is that the speaker is saying you heal to the depth that you feel, so now I'm going to kneel and take in, and really take in the pain of the slaughter of our sons and daughters, which is happening around us. This is part of the suffering of life that we see. So to heal that, the narrator, me, is willing to, he's attesting his willingness to sit and take all that in and to feel all that pain. So it's a kind of connection from the personal healing and trauma into the collective. So it's an attempt for collective healing and to look at and face some of the horrors and tragedies in life with an open heart. There you go. That's my quick lyrical analysis for verse 1 of Slaughter of Our Sons and Daughters. Thanks for joining me here today on this episode of Lyrical Analysis. I will see y'all next time.